Hello and welcome back to Unique Old Coin, your ultimate destination for exploring the history, value, and fascinating stories behind coins from around the world. Today, we're diving deep into one of Australia's most interesting coins, the 1981 Australia 50-cent coin. We'll explore its history, unique design, mint details, current value, and how coin condition can make a huge difference to collectors. Before we get to the value, let's go back in time to see how this coin came to be. The 50-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, originally made of 80% silver. But due to rising silver prices, the Royal Australian Mint quickly switched to a copper-nickel composition in 1969 BY 1981. Australia's 50-cent coin was well established as a standard large dodecagon-shaped coin, that's a 12-sided polygon, making it instantly recognizable in circulation. That year, the Royal Australian Mint was under heavy demand for coinage. So production wasn't only in Canberra. Some coins were also produced overseas, in Canada and the United Kingdom, to meet the need. As a result, there are subtle die variations among the 1981 50-cent coins that collectors find interesting. Obverse, front, ***, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, showing the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Reverse, back, ***, the Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin. This includes the kangaroo and emu, shield, and floral emblems representing each state. Diameter, 31.65 mm weight, 15.55 grams composition, 75% copper, 25% nickel shape, 12-sided edge. Plain. Here's the mind-blowing part. Over 27 million 50-cent coins were produced in 1981. With such a high mintage, most of these coins are common in circulated condition. However, because of overseas minting, some varieties are harder to find, such as those with specific die markers or minting characteristics from the Royal Mint in London. In circulated condition, the 1981 Australia 50-cent coin is generally worth face value, 50 cents, because it's still legal tender and widely available. However, in uncirculated condition, values can climb. Mint state, MS, 60, 62 ***, around $2 to $3 AUD. Mint state, MS, 63, 65 ***, around $5 to $10 AUD. Proof versions *** from special mint sets can go $4 to $25 AUD depending on demand. If you have an error coin from 1981, such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or double strikes, the value can shoot up to $50, $200 AUD depending on rarity and condition. When it comes to coins, condition is king. Collectors use the Sheldon coin grading scale, ranging from poor, P1, to perfect mint state, MS, 70. For the 1981 50-cent coin, heavily circulated coins *** with scratches, worn surfaces, and faded details usually only fetch face value. Lightly circulated coins *** with most design details intact might be worth a little more to beginner collectors. Uncirculated coins *** with full luster, no wear, and sharp details are the most sought after, especially if kept in original mint packaging. Pro tip: always handle collectible coins by the edges and store them in protective sleeves to maintain their value. The large size of the Australian 50-cent coin makes it one of the heaviest and biggest circulating coins in the world today. And although 1981's mintage is high, the overseas production adds a small twist to its history, meaning you might have a coin that's actually been struck in another country. So, while the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin may be common in circulation, pristine uncirculated or error examples can fetch much more than face value. Whether you're just starting your coin collecting journey or adding another piece to your collection, this coin is a classic example of Australian numismatic history. We're going to take a deep dive into the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin, its fascinating history, its journey from minting presses to our pockets, and of course, its value today. Buckle up, because this coin's backstory goes further than you might think. If you truly understand the 1981 50-cent coin, we need to go all the way back to the birth of decimal currency in Australia on 14 February 1966. Australia officially switched from the pounds, shillings, and pence system to a decimal currency system. This was a massive change for the nation. The old system, inherited from Britain, had been in place for over 150 years. The introduction of the dollar and cent system made calculations easier and brought Australia's money in line with most of the world. When decimal coins were first introduced, the 50-cent coin was round and made of 80% silver. It featured the Australian coat of arms on one side and a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the other. But here's where history takes a twist. In 1967, silver prices began to climb sharply on the world market. The value of the silver in each 50-cent coin actually exceeded its face value. This led to massive hoarding, with people pulling these coins out of circulation for their metal content. By 1969, the Royal Australian Mint had no choice but to redesign the coin. The new 50-cent piece was made from a copper-nickel alloy and given its now iconic 12-sided shape, making it easy to tell apart from other coins, even by touch. This change kept production costs down and stopped the hoarding problem. Now, fast forward to the late 1970s and early 1980s. Australia's economy was going through shifts. Inflation, wage changes, and growing trade meant more coins were needed for everyday transactions. The 50-cent coin, because of its large value for a circulating coin, became essential for vending machines, payphones, and supermarket trolleys. By 1981, demand for coins was so high that the Royal Australian Mint couldn't produce enough to keep up. The solution: outsourcing. For that year, some 50-cent coins were actually produced overseas, specifically at the Royal Mint in London, the Royal Canadian Mint in Ottawa, and the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. This overseas production led to subtle differences in die design, metal finish, and even minor minting characteristics. While the coins all looked similar to the untrained eye, seasoned collectors noticed things like slight differences in the thickness of the Queen's portrait lines, variations in the sharpness of the coat of arms detail, differences in the luster and tone of the metal due to different minting techniques. The obverse design in 1981 still used Arnold Mackin's portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, which had been in circulation since 1966. This portrait was one of the most widely used images of the Queen in the Commonwealth. It even appeared on stamps and other coins around the world. On the reverse, the Stuart-Devlin coat of arms design symbolized national unity. Each state's emblem appeared on the shield, from the Cross of St. George with a lion for New South Wales to the Black Swan for Western Australia, all supported by the kangaroo and emu, animals famously unable to walk backward, symbolizing Australia's forward progress. Even though the 1981 50-cent coin was mass-produced, its place in Australian numismatic history is important because it represents one of the few years where the country relied heavily on international mints for domestic circulation coins. It was a practical solution to an economic challenge, but it also created variety for collectors to hunt down today. When it comes to coins, one simple truth stands above all: condition is everything. You could have the rarest date in the world, but if it's worn down, scratched, or damaged, its value drops dramatically. On the other hand, a common coin in pristine condition can sometimes be worth more than you expect. The 1981 Australian 50-cent coin is no exception. With more than 27 million produced, it's not rare in general, but finding one that has survived over 4 decades without wear is much harder than it sounds. The journey of a coin from the mint to your pocket is tough. Once released into circulation, coins are tossed into cash registers, dropped into vending machines, scraped together in purses and wallets, and handled by thousands of people. Over Tim about uncirculated, -50 Australian dollars to -58 Australian dollars. ***, almost no wear, full details, but may have a few minor contact marks. ***, mint state, MS 60 to MS 70. ***, no signs of wear at all, exactly as it left the mint. MS 70 is perfect under magnification, but for this coin, MS 65 or higher is already exceptional. Beyond technical grading, I appeal. The overall look of the coin can impact value. Even if 2 coins have the same grade, the one with brighter luster, fewer marks, and sharper strikes will almost always sell for more. If you have a 1981 50-cent coin in excellent condition, here's how to keep it that way. Handle by the edges ***. Never touch the face of the coin. Use cotton gloves *** when possible to avoid leaving oils or fingerprints. Store in a coin holder or album *** made from acid-free materials. Avoid cleaning coins ***. Cleaning can scratch the surface and drastically reduce value. Keep coins in a dry, stable environment to prevent tarnish and corrosion. Even though millions were minted, coins in high grades are surprisingly rare today.
Why?
Because in 1981, few people thought to save them. Most went straight into circulation and stayed there for decades. Finding one now with perfect luster and no wear means it's either been kept in a collection since day one, or it came from a mint set. This is why condition is one of the biggest factors separating a 50-cent piece worth just face value from one worth many times more to collectors.